Recently, I've gone back and forth for a while on how and when to talk about this, so to make it easy, I'll just dive right in. I am being sued by a man named Mario Nawfal for $11 million. This is
a lot of money.
This is an extremely long series of events with a lot of context. Context I hope the community is willing to watch in video form, but the summary bullet points are as follows, and there is a link down below, obviously, to a playlist of all the videos if you want to do that before watching any further. In November of 2022, I did a video about shady activities by a rising Twitter celebrity named Mario Nawfal. This video led to a response, ultimately an entire series, where whistleblowers, former contractors, investors, and business partners all came forward, offering up documents and testimony for a large variety of shady activities from Mario Nawfal, his company IBC.
What the fuck?
And more. Those videos
I've seen this guy on Twitter like 2 or 3 times.
Multiple threats of a lawsuit by someone who is, in my opinion, and to the best of my understanding, a sleazy social media grifter. And now, as more and more evidence comes out day by day, he has decided to file multiple lawsuits, one of which is an $11 million defamation complaint against me personally. He is currently pursuing legal action against myself, obviously, as well as a former contractor named Echelon, who previously worked as IBC Group's head of operational security, as well as another former executive, Frank Heidenreich, who served as chief marketing officer. Mario's team is also openly sharing a sort of counterclaim document right now, stating that there is impending legal action against yet another independent reporter, one of the very first to discuss these situations in 2022.
Claims that, okay, so these are what the claims are. The video asserts that IBC and Mario Nawfal benefited from NFT Tech, a company co-founded by Mario Nawfal. I actually think that is a lie. I do. I think that Upper Echelon should lose. Because I can guarantee you that nobody has benefited from NFT tech. 100%. Yeah, I mean, this is an open and shut case, in my opinion. Obviously.
Even before I did, going by the name Hashbastards on Twitter. And as the events continue to escalate day by day, that might not even be the end. For clarity, multiple of my sources, both public sources...
Let me read some of these. IBC limits its cost of revenue from its clients who are paid in tokens during the bull market, with the tokens being locked in a simple agreement fund. Okay. Subsequently, the industry had devaluation. Despite this, IBC worked to provide its services to those projects. Claims that IBC is withholding payments for services provided. Fact, however, this claim is misleading as only a small percentage of invoices remain unpaid. Okay, so then they're withholding payments. Okay. I don't understand. Like, if you... So you're saying that they're not... That, like, they're saying that, like, they... Like, 5% is also a big number, right? It's like if you have a drop. Like you said, there's an amount that drops from a boss and WoW. And it's a 5% drop chance. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to go get that right now. 5% is really common, okay? So, number one. Number two, obviously, like... If you say that something is happening, and the argument is that it's not happening a lot, that doesn't refute the claim that it's happening. Asserted that IBC used unaudited financials for speculative capital rise. This claim is completely false. IBC did not raise any capital based on unaudited financials. It should be noted that utilizing unaudited financials is common practice for the majority of businesses engaged in capital raises. I don't see, like, I'm not sure exactly, like, what the specifics on this are. I'm just thinking about, like, how could this be misleading based off of the language used? They could be saying this because they raised the money without the financials. The financials were audited. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. Next one, Fan Fury provided IBC tokens at 600K. IBC allocated marketing budget of 160K, but only expended 4K. This claim is factually incorrect. IBC did not receive tokens. Rather, it only received 4K. 16K, not 4K as suggested. I mean, like, is that really a refutation? Like, so if the marketing expenses were 16K and not 4K, 4K out of 160K is 0.25%. Whereas 16K is 1%. That's still really low.
Hey, that might not even be the end. For clarity, multiple of my sources, both public sources who are now stepping forward without anonymity and private sources who have so far remained anonymous, are willing to sign sworn affidavits attesting to the authenticity of the documents they shared. But that's not what this video is about. All the legal action will take place in the background, and it's boring for a lot of people. Today is about sending a message for freedom of speech and serving a rebuke to someone who is solely motivated by inflicting damage on whistleblowers and reporters in order to stifle what they say. You can dislike me.
It's a very complex thing, because I think that people should absolutely be held accountable for things that they say that are wrong. But at the same time, I think people should be able to basically say what they want to say. Right? They should, like, if you want to say something, you should be able to say the thing, unless it's like super illegal or something crazy, right? So, like, I do think that there is a problem nowadays with, like, different media groups that, like, here, I'll give you a great example. I was talking to my dad about this today. Is that, you know, like, with that, you know, like the Titanic submarine, that they heard a sound on the first day that sounded exactly like a submarine collapsing that was detected, but they didn't say that, and they were just running with a fucking countdown timer of how much oxygen they had left? This is some ghoulish shit. So I'm not really a big fan of the way that media tries to get attention for itself. Yeah, the Navy heard it. Exactly. They knew the whole time. Yeah, Navy told the Coast Guard, yes, you're a free speech absolutist. Absolutist is a stupid word. Nobody is an absolutist with almost anything. But I trend on, if somebody can say something, they probably should be able to. Yeah. It's just, there's nobody is a absolute, complete absolutist. Absolutes, like, no, not absolutist.
Style, my content, my methods, or my voice. All of the above. But the truth of the matter here is that I worked with sources. Those sources gave me information, which was evaluated and cross-referenced to the best of my human ability. I clearly articulated my personal opinions based on that evidence, while Mario Nawfal clearly disliked those opinions. His replies to openly abuse...
Yeah, that's one of the things, right, is that, like, I see somebody getting, you know, exposed or something like this for, you know, it's like you're involved with NFT. Like, maybe this is just like me, right, being an asshole, but, like, if I see somebody was involved with, like, crypto or NFTs, I just assume that they probably could be a scammer. Like, my assumption for them being a scammer is, like, multiplied by, like, 10. It's like where I assume that somebody's innocent if they're not, but if they're in this business, I think they're probably a fucking scammer.
To the legal system, which is made even more obvious by his original threats to bleed me financially in court and utilize DMCA claims to
the more he does, the more damages he'll owe.
Remove the videos when he knew and knows full well that the Digital Millennium Copyright Act does not apply here. Believe me when I say there's a lot going on at the moment, but much the same way Magnates Media was...
It doesn't matter if the DMCA applies or not, because YouTube does a shoot first and ask questions later policy. That's just the truth. It sucks, and it's a problem that YouTube needs to solve. But yeah. Where's SBF? Ironically, SBF has actually been found out. Really crazy thing you bring that up, because, you know, I'll go ahead and just kind of get back to it. Sam Bankman-Fried, the man responsible for one of the biggest frauds in history, is being accused of creating and rug-pulling a $100 million market cap shitcoin while on house arrest in his parents' basement this morning. Bro, money never sleeps. This guy is still farming. It doesn't matter what it takes. He's gonna get that fucking money. Yeah, they want to take all his money back? That's fine. He's probably prestiged in Call of Duty games before. He's used to starting back out from zero. Let's do it again. Holy fuck. Can't stop, won't stop. Yep.
By someone attempting to abuse legality and hurt him, I am now being attacked by someone that I consider to be a crypto con man who is attempting to shut down critics by any means necessary.
Crypto con man. I mean, you don't have to repeat yourself.
Mario Nawfal claims, directly in his social media and elsewhere, to be a partner and equity owner at IBL, International Blockchain Legal, which is the law firm targeting me in my home state of New Hampshire, where Mario supposedly also conducts substantial business. I have an enormous folder of evidence and testimony, which I can make available to proper legal counsel at the drop of a pin, and I am now asking the community to support me, if I even have that right, as I crowdfund a war chest and send a message that a Dubai-based crypto sleazeball can't just throw money at a broken legal system and silence everyone who tries to speak out. I put myself in the middle of all this by initially...
This is a good thing. I think that more people need to do this. Yeah, this is a very good thing.
Covering the story. That much is readily apparent. I stand by my work, and after everything I've talked about with all the people ultimately affected, I
Sorry,
believe
but I'm already paying for Trump's legal expenses. Yeah.
this is the only legitimate course of action. In a world where social media has turned into a cesspool of competing self-interests, when Mario is propped up by none other than quite literally Elon Musk on Twitter, while sitting US representatives go on his program, suing a YouTuber who criticized you with evidence-based testimony from your own contractors and associates, while trying to tear apart the credibility of whistleblowers and openly acknowledging your true intent to bleed your targets financially in court, is a really scummy move.
It's crazy how that's actually a strategy. And it's a known strategy. It's not like this is some kind of like, everybody knows that people do this. Is that they take you to court not for the goal of trying to get you to to set a precedent for the rule of law. They're just doing this to make you spend money, and they think they can spend more money than you can, and they're going to get you to shut up. Oh, it's so bad. It's a shakedown. Yep. The system is so broken. Yep. Anti-slap, though? Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got other things that people can do, and, you can get it applied to some lawsuits, I'm sure. But we'll see if this is going to happen. It's illegal in a lot of states, but not everywhere. We'll see what happens.
The right thing to do. Some people may not think so, but that voice that guides us, the quiet one inside that tells you right from wrong, right? Everybody has it. I can't ignore that voice right now because it's not really that quiet. It is demanding that I stand up and fight for what I believe in. It's actually far bigger than just me. Elon Musk bought Twitter, of course, supposedly hates bots, right? Air quotes around that. But the new standard he directly promotes is a citizen journalist of sorts with more falsified engagement than practically any other account on the entire platform. The favoritism on Twitter is also rampant. Someone like Mario Nawfal is elevated to extreme heights while allegedly doing all sorts of things that I have discussed in prior videos. Again, playlist link down below. I hope everyone will take the time to watch it. While someone like Don't Walk Run Productions, an excellent YouTuber, can't even get subscriptions approved on Twitter. Jeremy from The Quartering, who has a fair bit of relevant experience on YouTube here to draw from, claimed openly that there is a smaller group of accounts, which he referred to as Elon's inner circle, who all push and promote things in unison on the platform. And as I search for reasonable explanations as to why...
See, the problem is like I'm so fatigued from like conspiracy talk that I feel like I'm at the place now where somebody can tell me that there's a conspiracy and I will just assume that it's bullshit. Because like there's so many times where people are like, yeah, this is a fucking conspiracy. But like maybe this is true, maybe it's not. But it's just that nowadays I feel like everything is a fucking conspiracy. Every single time somebody gets sick, oh, did they have the vaccine? Every single time something crazy happens in like the government, oh, what are they trying to distract us from? It's all of these people, in my opinion, with below average IQs that think that they can fucking, that they can see the inner workings of the, whatever the Illuminati of where they're at is. I find it to be very exhausting. Everything is fake, nothing is real, it's all a conspiracy, and nobody knows what's true. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe he's right. Maybe there is like a, like what the Quartering is saying is like it's a controlled opposition type thing. I don't know.
Mario Nawfal has been allowed to persist for this
a real
long,
conspiracy?
despite a torrent of
conspiracy?
evidence and testimony surfacing all the time. That kind of thing really makes you wonder. Mario Nawfal brags directly in messages, quite literally to Elon Musk, about the money he's raising for Twitter Spaces, a claim that I find myself doubting is even true. And maybe all of this really does boil down to the idea that some people only care about social media fame and are willing to do quite literally anything to get money and Twitter clout.
Well, it's because he uses like having Twitter clout and having people know who you are validates you, and it makes him worth more as a potential investor or partner. So it's not really about the clout, it's about what the clout means.
Mario seems like that type of person. There's video evidence and audio evidence of him saying things like that. But those people shouldn't be allowed to bully others and dictate what is or is not spoken out into the world just because they have the money to hurt people. Mario's latest effort is to say he was framed. All right, that's a very bold claim, but why then would he describe the initial leaks of information?
Didn't Logan Paul say that about CryptoZoo? I'm pretty sure he did.
Like this, quote, "Bro, you can't start leaking shit and then ask us to pay. You already did the damage. I'm the one who told Tarek to stop the legal action after we spoke on New Year's Eve, and I told you on that call I have good news for you. If you want to get what you want and settle, I need assurances that you'll stop leaking and the video is removed," end quote. Now, he's talking about his former chief marketing officer there, his own CMO prior, whom he acknowledged elsewhere is owed something like $60,000 on a handshake deal to delay those wages till a later date. Frankly, I don't really care what that arrangement is or was. I care that Mario now says he was framed when his first response to my video coming out was to go to one of my sources, of which there are many, and tell them to stop leaking things. Not fabricating things or telling lies. Stop leaking things.
It's a good distinction.
It's a very important distinction. If this lawsuit
goes
goes all the way to trial, all of it will get published. Defamation trials are invasive, tedious, and demanding. But when something has to be done, someone has to do it. He's suing me for $11 million, and I'm fighting. I've weighed the options, understood that I could probably just delete things and get away from what will likely become a multi-month, perhaps multi-year saga till the case is won.
It'll be a lot of content. Hopefully it gets live streamed.
But the right thing to do is hold strong, explain my reasons to everyone who's curious. That's my responsibility, and stand up for what I believe in. To be completely honest with everyone, I don't actually know if I've earned the support of the YouTube community. I like to think I have, of course, but what I'm really asking here is that you give me money so I can defend myself against...
I think that like the best way to ask people to give you money, this is the best idea that I've seen of people that are going to try to take a sell. Because I don't think, like, I mean, really, like if what he's saying is true, it's in everybody's best interest to support him. Like, let's be honest, it is. It is in everybody's best interest to support somebody who is being bullied by the system, by somebody who is a malicious actor. I understand that, yeah, a lot of people might not have the money to give him. Like, nobody's talking about you. But there might be somebody who has $5, right? I mean, fuck. And so anyway... I think the best way, if you want to get people to get on your side with something like this, you need to make a long, I'm talking like hour and a half, 2-hour video and lay it all out there. Put it all out there and say, this is why I'm getting sued. This is what it is. Just because obviously, like, you know, people might not have the information, right? It's like there are people who are probably skeptical in my chat right now who are like, oh, I don't know if I believe this, right? But because you haven't seen any of the evidence. It's like one of 4 parts of the video. Yeah, I know. I'm just explaining.
And someone who's got more resources and is trying to hurt me because they didn't like what I said in the pursuit.
That means he reveals all his cards, though? No, he doesn't have to. He only has to reveal the cards that are relevant to the legal claims in the lawsuit, or the ones that he chooses to include.
Of truth. Everything contributed to this fund, whatever remains, will be returned at the conclusion of the case. Whether that be after trial or sooner if it gets dismissed remains to be seen. I'm using GoFundMe. I'm staking the entirety of my reputation on this, and I'm asking the YouTube community if they are willing to support that. The link is down below in the description. Larger creators who wish to get in contact for any reason, my email is down below. Anyone versed in the legal field of defamation, of course. I'm doing some thorough scouting right now with multiple options, but anyone willing to work on contingency or open to offering a discount of sorts based on the principle of it all, I'd be very interested to hear from you. Obviously...
Yeah, I think I have him on Discord, right? Let me see if I do. Yeah, if this escalates, I'd be kind of curious to talk to him and see kind of where this is coming from.
I'm in New Hampshire, so there's a bit of a specialized nature to this where local counsel will be needed in the event of a larger outside representation hire. But when I take the time to sit down and really, truly reflect on all this, everything that's happened, I think this is the best way forward. I'm really not sure where it all goes from here. I'll still be making some bomb-ass content, by the way. My next project is about WorldCoin, I think, which is a very interesting rabbit hole to go down.
God, I wonder where that rabbit hole... Anything that ends with coin, we know where that rabbit hole ends.
There's some more video games, things I've been enjoying lately, etc. But the gist of it is that for anyone whose trust I've earned over these years, I need your help. See if other creators are willing to talk about this, amplify, spread the message, etc. Donations, if you're willing and able, only. And referrals when it comes to quality defamation defense attorneys. I've already been reaching out to a lot of them lately, so ideally that would only be if you can make an actual introduction for me or know them personally, but again, anything is much appreciated. I should clarify something here. Some people may be thinking, but Upper Echelon, you said you had an engagement letter from Platt Shima Richmond and were ready to go. And yes, I do. But there were some last minute staffing changes at PCR, among other things, that have caused me to keep my options open for the time being. Might still go with them. Very real possibility there, but not 100% yet as the story grows and as more developments happen. Lastly, believe it or not, I'm actually including all of the counterclaim documents that I have, which Mario has released in the description as well. This is a situation where I want everyone to be as informed as possible and make their own decisions. I firmly believe that the case is one-sided, the facts of the matter are obvious, and there's only one logical conclusion to draw. But at the end of the day...
I think the thing is, like, if the guy is literally in leaked text messages saying that the goal is to bleed somebody out in court, like, why would you say that if you thought you were going to win? You know, it's basically like a porcupine. Do you know why most other animals don't attack porcupines? It's not because the porcupine's going to kill them. It's because it's going to be a pain in the ass. Literally. It's going to hurt. So it's like, is it worth attacking the porcupine? It's painful.
Hey, it's up to the individual. I don't get to decide for you. Life is a series of critical moments with downtime in between.
Say it's being sued in?
This is one of those critical moments in mine. Again, the GoFundMe is linked down below in the description, as is a contact email address for anyone wishing to talk about the case, offer advice, cover the story, or anything in between. Again, everything is appreciated.
Yeah, I think that I think this guy, there's a good chance at least that he's filing this just to try to push him down. Let's just push him down, suppress this. The intent is not actually to win a lawsuit. It's not to establish any sort of precedent. It's not to do anything. It's just to get him to stop talking about it. Like Trump, well, there's a lot of people that do it.
But yeah, I'll cut
it's intimidation.
As always, thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.
Yep. I very often back down if you actually fight back. Yeah. Yeah, the guy from CryptoZoo on CoffeeZilla. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. Yeah, like Logan Paul, right? So like Logan Paul was like, oh, I'm going to sue CoffeeZilla. Then CoffeeZilla is like, okay, then sue me, bitch. And then he made a bunch of money, like raised a bunch of money, potential people that were going to support him. And then big fucking surprise, it didn't happen. Yeah, there you go. There's the video right there. Check his GoFundMe for how much he raised so far. Yeah, sure. Let me take a look right here. $28,000. That is incredible. Holy shit. And there's Jeremy. Oh, I think that's the quartering, actually. And holy shit. Yeah, so it's good that he's supporting him as well. And again, yeah, he dropped the goal. Yeah, well, I mean, that's still good. I mean, $28,000, especially for, what was this, like less than a week ago, something like that? That's really good, man. That is insanely fucking good. Jeremy got fucked by the same guy. Well, that makes sense, yeah. I mean, shit, that's why I kind of want to talk about it, because I think this kind of stuff is, like, filing lawsuits over things is... I think that people, like, it's actually, like, that's serious, right? This isn't like oh, you got ratioed on Twitter and people are saying to take the L, right? Like, this is a serious fucking thing. This is no longer an internet altercation. This is real life. So, yeah, I think that if you're trying to go and bully people with that kind of stuff, it puts everything that everybody does on the internet at risk. Is this guy, believe him? I don't think you should believe anything, right? It's not about believing. I'm not a believer in things. I read what the data is, and I'm like, I think it's this way. That's it. That's smart, right? I mean, damn. Have to go to court, scammer will be properly grilled. I mean, As with anything, I don't know if the guy's a scammer or not. As I said, I just reflexively distrust anybody involved in crypto or NFTs. I think the entire industry is a complete fucking scam. And I think that 99% of people that are operating inside of it have bad motives, do not actually plan on enriching anybody else except for themselves, and are in general parasites. So, yeah. Just pump and dumps everywhere? Yeah. Just try to get the venue changed from New Hampshire or somewhere that has anti-slap. Yeah, I don't know enough about, like, I understand, like, what it is, right? That's, like, dismiss lawsuits that are superfluous. Like, I get that, but, like, I don't know the nuances, right? I'm not a lawyer. There's just so many scam grifts out there. Oh, yeah, but it's like crypto and NFTs, like, that's, like, the new one, right? So, yeah, this kind of stuff is pretty scary. Because, like, it creates... The problem also is that, like, if somebody like Upper Echelon gets, like, sued and then he takes everything down, what it does is it creates, like, a chilling effect of the entire community. Because now people are way less likely and way less willing to expose scams and to expose bad actors because they're afraid of being, you know, like, bullied illegally. And this almost happened to CoffeeZilla with Logan Paul, as I said. So this is a very bad thing. I think that, honestly, the internet being effectively, YouTube almost, right, is a free marketplace of ideas. There are a lot of things you can't talk about, like, super crazy stuff. But in general, if you're exposing something that is fraudulent or bad, I think that YouTube is a great place for that to be. Like, for example, the like CoffeeZilla in his entirety, the established titles. Like, I'm trying. You guys can think of like a million more than I can, just right off the top of your head. You know, each person can. So you can't even talk about suicide on YouTube. Well, I have no idea. James O'Keefe, yeah, James O'Keefe was another one. I'm pretty sure. I don't know like what the specifics on that were. So just in general, and all the NFT and crypto scams in general, right? I mean, a lot of the things that held them accountable were on Twitter and Instagram, or sorry, not Instagram, but fucking YouTube. So hopefully we see this happen, because I think that it's very bad for the community that people can put out information and then they can suppress other people that are trying to verify that information. So many times Bitcoin is shit. I mean, I'm not trying to get into like, is crypto good or not, okay? I'm just saying, can we, even if you guys, even if you're a crypto fan, can you at least fucking acknowledge the fact that most people are into crypto just to make a lot of money? They don't even understand the technology. They don't give a fuck about it. They just want to turn $10 into $20. Like, and a lot of these people that are making these new like NFT projects and stuff like this, there's no greater goal or greater value with a pixel art of a goat, okay? Get the fuck out of here. They're trying to make money and, you know, get effectively royalties on commissions and transactions. Like, come on. Even if you agree, like, this is, I think that there's crypto guys out there that I can respect to an extent, because they say, yes, we know that 99% of all this is scams, but one day it won't be, right? And I can respect that. Okay, fine. Because you're at least acknowledging how it is right now. It's the new pyramid scheme. Yeah, it's a new pyramid scheme. That's about right. Some excuse fake journalist tried to make shit up out of context tapes, use other media to validate his lies and truth. He got kicked out of his company over it. I don't remember what the details were. I just don't. But yeah, NFTs to be a future is important, but not as art, like shipping receipts. Yeah, I hear about that too. I hope that happens. But yeah, I don't know. Like, this is just, again, I think it's really important that people know about this, so I'll link it again. And I've watched a lot of Upper Echelon videos over the years, and so hopefully he'll be able to do something about it.